Hi, I'm Lisa Hayden with Channel 6, Central Kentucky TV. Have guests today for our program, Community Focus on Washington County, being the Springfield, Lebanon Airport Director of Aviation.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're, of course, so happy to have our airport for Springfield and Lebanon.
Absolutely.
So, you are Michael?
Michael Renchie is my name. I do lead our staff there at the Lebanon Springfield Airport and get to work with our cities in the area as well as our high school programs as well. We have a bunch of aviation students that are in our programs that we get to work with as well.
Yeah, that's a great program. And our other guest is
Lewis Patton,
who is in charge of the Jets Over Kentucky
yes,
program that we're going to have at the Springfield Lebanon Airport coming up soon. And that is a huge event.
It is.
I know that takes a lot of work.
oh yes,
And we, as you mentioned earlier, Lewis, we're just delighted that Michael here with the airport is willing to host that event.
Absolutely. It's a real treat. We've been able to do it now, Lewis, for how many years is it?
this will be the 13th.
13th year.
13th
So
year.
it's been a real experience, certainly for the staff as we've grown, the airport's grown, and getting to learn how to support Lewis and his team better and better. But it's an amazing event we love getting to be a part of.
Yeah. Well, I know it's a fun event because I've attended numerous times. I didn't realize it had been 13 years.
Yes, 13.
So tell me then how this got started and how it has grown, because I know it's gotten bigger and bigger every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Prior to Jets Over Kentucky, the jet event was held in Bardstown, Kentucky. And after it left Bardstown, we had no place to go, so I suggested to the airport staff at the time that, how would you guys like a jet meet? And I kind of said it jokingly, and they said, yes, why not? And I thought, whoa, I'm going to have to do some work here. We started off with 28 people the following year, 28.
Wow.
And now we have grown to the largest model jet event in the world.
Oh my
In
gosh.
the world. We are number one.
Wow. Well,
And I tell
that's
people,
pretty impressive for Springfield
It
and
is.
Lebanon.
That's
I
right.
said, right here in little old Kentucky, we are number one.
Wow.
And I travel extensively throughout the country because those who attend my event, I also attend their events. And it takes me from Springfield to California. And even in California, everybody's talking about Kentucky. And sometimes I feel a little humbled by it because there's so much conversation about Kentucky. And I don't want to offend anyone because we're in California at the time and they're talking about Kentucky. But our outreach has been great. And so we're expecting a big international crowd this year also.
It's great.
Yeah. And so then when Lewis came to you, were you there, Mike?
I wasn't. It was actually it was Jim Tucker,
Jim
right?
Tucker.
That's right. So who
Okay.
is now passed, but Jim Tucker was kind of a central figure for this part of Springfield for many, many years.
Yeah.
Because he was actually the one that you got to talk with.
Yes.
And then how long have you been at the airport
Just
now?
a year and a half.
Okay. So will this be your first event?
It'll be my second. I
Okay.
got to come on and help Lewis last year, help him and his team get set up for the event about January of a year and a half ago, and now we'll be coming into our second event together.
Now, these model jets, what a passion people have for those.
Oh, yes.
I suppose you've been fooling with model jets for, I mean, it's a hobby, correct?
Correct.
It's an expensive hobby.
Correct also.
And so you've been doing model jets for,
Since 1980.
gosh.
Since 1980.
Well, when you say model jets, you're thinking of a little model jet, like that you can glue together.
Right.
Well, it's not that.
It is
No, it
not
isn't.
that. Not at all. No.
These things are, and some of them are as long as this table.
Oh, longer.
Longer.
Longer. We have one coming this year that's valued over $100,000. And if we can get this individual come, he's from Russia. But you don't leave Russia when you feel like it. He wants to come. He's just not allowed to come because of the politics between the two countries. But his aircraft is valued at $700,000.
Oh, my.
So maybe one day when the politics clear up, he can come to Kentucky. But that's first and foremost on his mind. He wants to come to Kentucky.
Well, I mean, I know that when I've been there in the past, I met people from England, Scotland, Ireland. I can't even remember where all. I was just amazed at,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
all these countries. What are some of the other countries that?
Well, we have a gentleman from Guatemala who's going to fly his Learjet in, and hopefully this year he'll land here. He didn't want to
That's
bother
good.
he didn't want to interrupt the event. But I said, "You're welcome to land
That's
here."
right.
And
That's right.
He's going to land at
Well, let's hope
our
so.
airport.
That's a
Land
good news
here,
for me.
and,
That's great.
Yeah.
so he brings his model jet all the way from Guatemala in his Learjet and lands here for Jets Over Kentucky.
That's good.
Gosh.
But certainly Central and South America is well represented.
Oh, yes.
Was last year
Quite
for sure.
a few from Central and South
So
America. Quite a
Asia
few.
has
Yes.
a pretty strong presence too.
Yes.
So really countries from all across the world are at this event, which is a unique spot for us as Springfield to get to host such an event and be a part of that.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I know, of course, that downtown Springfield is a buzz when this event is going on, and I'm sure Lebanon is too,
Yes.
because, you know, these people all need places to stay. And,
Oh, yes.
And I know they come to all our restaurants, and you see them around, and
Yes.
so it's good for our economy as well as, and I hope we're good guests to them. Yeah,
yes.
I hope they haven't experienced any problems.
No, they haven't. In fact, my friend from California, he said, quote unquote, "When I retire, this is where I'm moving."
There you go.
Oh, well, we like that.
He lives in
good.
California. He
That's
said,
good.
"When I retire, this is where I'm coming."
Yeah.
Because they're not used to seeing green fields and trees and whatever. They just love it here. And last year, a couple from California, when we had the rain, no, it was 2 years ago, when we had so much rain, we were feeling pretty bad. And the Californians was out there in the bare feet just piddling in the mud and the water.
They were happy to have that rain.
They said,
weren't
"All
they?
the rain, this
They
is
had
okay.
seen-
Don't worry about it, Louis. It's okay." But we had a
Wow.
great event. In spite of the rain, we had a great event. And each year continues to get bigger and better.
Well, now I know on, I think it's Friday night, is the fireworks.
That's
Yes.
correct.
And that's, I mean, gosh, that was quite prestigious in and of itself. When I guess it wasn't last year. Well, I think it was last year.
Yes.
When, and you had it despite because it quit raining. Am I correct on that?
I know
That was
we've-
2 years ago
Yeah.
when
That
it
was
rained.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's really Lewis that gets to, him and his team do amazing things with fireworks I've never seen before. I've never seen aircraft flying through fireworks in the middle of the night. That's just amazing. I looked at my wife in the middle of the event, the fireworks event last year, and thought, I've never seen anything like this. I've gone to a lot of theme parks. I've never seen anything like this. Someone should be figured out how he does all that. So Lewis's team does a great job and uses a lot of artistry, and they do a good job.
In fact, we order fireworks this week.
There you go.
And
Good.
that's on my
Big
to-do
ones.
list.
Big ones.
Big ones.
Very
oh, they
explosive.
are. I know.
We get them from a company out of South Dakota.
Okay.
And they said, since it's for your event and what have you, they give us a really good price. So we have, Jets Over Kentucky has succeeded because we have people who help us universally. Team from Germany is coming this year.
That's great.
And they're going to bring their prize project, which is the B-2 bomber.
Oh my goodness.
They're going to bring that.
That's super.
So we're happy and they're sponsoring the event also.
That's wonderful.
So they're coming
Wow.
all the way from Germany.
Well, so tell me now when this starts and what happens each day, because I know, you know, it's the preliminaries and all of this stuff, and I don't know if I really even understand it because I know there's competition.
Right.
So who wants to tell me how that works?
Yeah. Let's
Well-
start.
Well, we'll actually start setting up on July the 6th.
Okay.
And believe it or not, on July the 6th, which is before the event even begins, there'll be 25 people here then
Right.
waiting to park. And we hopefully will get set up by Friday, we'll be flying Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The event officially begins on the 9th, and that's when the majority of the crowd begins to come in. From Sunday through Wednesday, we have people arriving. By Wednesday, we should have about 120 pilots here. Thursday, we'll have a big swap meet where pilots from all over the world, if they want to bring something to sell, they can bring it, and we're going to have a big swap meet and a big auction. They can do that on Thursday. And now we're getting into the gist of the schedule. On Friday at dark, we will have Parade of Lights. And after Parade of Lights, we're going to have fireworks.
Now, the Parade of Lights is when all the jets,
They taxi, yeah.
they taxi out on
In
the
the dark,
runway.
With
all
lights
their
in the
lights
dark.
on.
With
all their
lights
lights
on.
Yeah.
All the
It's
lights
amazing,
on.
yeah.
And that's a spectacular sight. And so immediately after Parade of Lights, we're going to have the fireworks. And the fireworks will last approximately about 30 minutes. And someone told us a few years ago, said, you know, your fireworks display was bigger than the one they had in Lexington. I don't know about all of that, but it was quite enormous.
Yeah.
It was. It really was. I was very impressed, and I'd say yes, it does compare. Now I don't know about Springfield's,
But it's better than Lexington.
but it's better than
Oh,
Lexington.
okay, there we go. Good. As long as we
and
know.
I've been to both.
And on Saturday is the day of the big show. We'll start flying at 8 o'clock in the morning, but at noon Saturday we're going to have opening ceremonies, or we're going to have something special if they get there for opening ceremonies. I won't tell you what it is, but it's something special you have to see to believe it. And,
On Saturday at noon.
On Saturday at noon. I'll play the national anthem, then we're going to do this little special something, and then the air show will begin. We're going to have every scale aircraft, spectacular scale aircraft, are going to be flown in at one time or another during this 3-hour period. Just for instance, one year we had 6 F-22 Raptors up. The SR-71 Blackbird is going to fly. That's the one that's worth over $100,000. We're going to have these aircraft fly just for the entertainment of the spectators. Then after the scale aircraft fly, we're going to have sport jets. Now, sport jet isn't modeled after any particular aircraft. They just do fancy things and go fast. But we're going to have about 80 of those flying. So the air show is going to last from about noon until about 4 o'clock. So they want to make sure they get there at noon, because that's when we pull out our little surprise. They're really going to like it. So make sure they're here at noon.
I'm
and don't be late.
intrigued.
Don't be late.
I'll be there on time,
Yes.
which is hard for me, but anyway. So, and then of course I know at the airport you have food for sale.
Yeah. There'll be several
booth.
vendors. It'll be
Yes,
there, and
several
there's
vendors.
lots of tents that any spectators can come look at just what's in the tents, learn a lot. They can talk to the pilots.
Oh, yes.
Pilots are generally hanging out kind of in that area, and they can ask questions. It's a great opportunity for kids to come and just ask questions. One of the wonderful parts that the reason that Lebanon Springfield Airport loves being able to host this is for the community, not just all the people that come, but also for our community to be able to learn about aviation in a way that they can see it, they can touch it, they can speak to a pilot that's right there. They can speak to pilots from all across the country that maybe they would identify with in a way that they wouldn't have someone else. And it may be their first introduction, especially for some of our younger children, some of their first introduction to aviation, and can really ignite something. That's how I first was ignited. I went to a show. My mom and dad took me to a little RC show in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it was the first time I ever saw a small airplane, and it got me hooked. And now here we are. I fly a full-scale aircraft too.
Do you suppose that most of these pilots, do they also fly
Oh, yes.
their regular pilots that
Yes.
fly
Many of them do.
airplanes?
Yeah, many of them do. Some of them work in the industry, airline
Right.
industry and such.
Yes,
And
airline pilots, fighter pilots,
yeah.
from all sorts. In fact, we'll have guys who will leave their jobs flying their 737s and get in their car and trailer and immediately come here.
Wow.
Several airline captains and will be here.
And of course, these are remote control,
They
Yes.
are, yes.
which just astounds me because I think, how does this little remote control just, take care of? It's way more complicated
Oh,
than
yes.
you
Oh,
realize.
boy, certainly is. I watched Lewis start his aircraft last year, and the electronics that are in his aircraft, not just to mention the jet engine, but just the electronics that run his aircraft are phenomenal. And the way the industry has grown, I'm sure that you've been able to watch that, has been
yes.
incredible over the years.
My wife says, quote unquote, "Why do you work on this thing all the time?" I said, "It's a real airplane. It just happens to be a model."
That's right. That's true.
Yeah.
So-
So they are modeled after real aircraft.
Yes.
All
Many
the
of them
ones
are.
that you're
Yes.
naming are real aircraft.
Yes.
I see.
We're-
Okay.
We're going to have a citation here from Texas that's 16 feet long.
Wow.
A citation, and I don't know if I sent you a picture or not. but
I'd love to
this
see that.
guy's
That's
coming.
great.
It's his first time coming to Kentucky, and he's bringing the entire Texas contingent with him. Nothing gets bigger than Texas other than jets over Kentucky. But he says, we're bringing everybody. So he rented 6 tent spaces.
Wow.
And all the Texas guys are going to be here with their motorhomes and
That's
what
great.
have you.
That's great.
Wow.
We're going to have a crowd.
Yeah.
We're going to have a crowd.
So I know. So some of them do stay out there, don't they? in
Many
the
of our
motor
Oh,
boats
yes.
do. Many of them do.
And there's plenty of room.
There is.
For,
We keep finding ways to expand every year for it.
One thing, I hear this every year, they said the people of this community are the nicest people we have ever
I agree.
seen.
oh.
Yes, I get this every year. They talk about how nice the people in the community are, especially when they go out to buy things. They'll see a shirt or notice an airplane on somebody's shirt. So, "Oh, you're from the event." They said, "We meet the nicest people here." So the community is to be complimented
Oh, that's good.
because everyone really feels welcome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know they are so nice because when you do go out to the airport and you get the opportunity to walk around and talk with the pilots, I mean, it's very interesting, and they're so nice, So I guess
They're on This is playtime.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is
Now, it's
playtime.
very purposeful. I don't say that lightly because I know that your pilots they have rules that they follow that you establish with them, and
Yes.
and to keep the spectators safe. And at the same time, this is a big play for them. So
Oh, yes.
they're
Yeah.
happy to get to talk about what they're experiencing.
Yes, once you come to Kentucky, nothing measures up. Kentucky is very special.
Well, we're just delighted to have you, and so we want the community, of course, to come out.
Absolutely. And surrounding communities too,
And
Lisa.
yes, of course, this airs in Bardstown, Lebanon.
Good.
And
People from
Springfield
Bardstown come.
and other areas
Good.
out in the
Good.
counties,
That's
and
great.
yeah. So we want everyone to come out for this.
That's right. Absolutely.
And so we want to give them again the dates as to when they can come and or just
Observe. Right.
observe.
Sure.
So tell me again.
It officially begins on July the 9th.
Okay.
But we'll be here on the 6th if they just want to come look and see. There's no charge.
Okay.
We'll be practicing and guys getting into their routines. But on Sunday the 9th, when it officially starts, there's still no admission charge. Admission doesn't begin until Friday and Saturday. That's when the paid gate. And most of those proceeds are passed on to the airport.
So that'll be July 13th. Is that when the admission starts, you said?
Friday.
Friday the
14th.
Friday
14th.
14th,
Oh,
right.
I was
14th and
gonna say, is
15th.
that-
14th
Yes.
and 15th for
Right.
admissions.
Okay. And so what is the admission price?
It's $5 and under 12 free.
Oh, well, my goodness.
Right.
You
That's a
can't
great-
beat that.
You can't beat that.
And-
And there's always great food.
Oh,
You
yes.
can eat great food while you're
Oh,
here with
yes.
us.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems to me that, there were several really good food booths.
Right.
And so eat and drink and restroom
There
facilities and
is. Yep.
I don't remember if there was anything else in particular, but
Come ready to
just
have
watching
fun.
those jets is all you need.
Come
Yes.
ready to have fun.
Also, this year for the first time, at the west end of the number 3 tent, we're going to offer shade for spectators.
Oh, great.
So part of
That's
that'll be roped off.
That's great.
So they won't have to stand in the sun unless they really decide that's what they want to do. Or they can, I guess they can bring umbrellas and pop-up tents.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They can set up a pop-up tent if it's, they can bring
If the
their
weather's
own.
warm. And bring their own lawn chairs.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, because I think you know, you're mostly walking around, checking out all the jets and everything.
And Lisa, we had last year people that I said to surrounding areas, because we really did have people coming from Louisville. We had people coming from Indiana and Illinois that had just heard that there might be an event here. They didn't really even know what they were coming to. So really, we do pull from people who aren't in the radio control world, but they hear about there's something going on here in Kentucky that Lewis is doing, and they come for it. So we really do want people to come out and see it. It's an amazing opportunity for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
One thing they can do, they can go to Facebook and go to Jets Over Kentucky and see our Facebook page, which is public.
Okay.
So they can see all of, I guess I posted maybe 1,000 pictures so far this year. So they can see some of the aircraft that are going to be here. Just go to our Jets Over Kentucky Facebook page.
Okay, okay. That sounds good. And of course, they can get on Channel 6, Central Kentucky TV, and they can see this interview there from
That's great.
all over the country.
That's great. That's super. That's
And
super.
you're welcome to go to our Facebook page, and if you see any pictures you want, you can use them any way you
That's
like.
super.
Oh, that's great.
There's usually videos on there. You all have all sorts of great stuff.
Oh, yes.
I usually watch it and just go, wow, that's cool.
The
So,
SR-71 video is on there.
Yeah.
So you might want to check it out.
Okay, good. Jets Over Kentucky. That's what this event is. And of course, I know the airport's been doing some expanding as well.
That's true.
And so you're
We keep growing and trying to serve the community better and better. So many of our corporate aircraft that come in during the week, they even know about the event. They've known about it, so they always kind of plan their trips, sometimes around it, sometimes in it. So it's a great way that we're getting to reach out even to the aviation community as well.
So people will be able to land their
Absolutely. The airport will
own
be open.
private aircraft.
Absolutely.
The airport will be open.
Yes. Yeah, we
Okay.
work great. We actually have a great team that works with Lewis's team, and we kind of work together to get aircraft in and out, and we keep the airport moving forward too. So
Yes, it worked out really good
It
last
did.
year.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, it's just a pleasure to have you all on here
Thank you,
today.
Lisa. Thanks for having us.
And we're looking forward to the event.
Yes.
So that will be Jets Over Kentucky on July the
9th
9th
through the 16th.
through the 16th.
really through the 15th. They can come clean up on the 16th,
Yes.
right?
If
so if they
you-
come on Sunday the
if you
16th,
come on Sunday the
he's going to put you to
16th,
work.
You'll see me out there working. We'll be cleaning up.
Right,
so
right.
Yeah.
the show
But yeah.
pretty much ends on the 15th.
Right.
But out of 192 pilots a couple of years ago, on Sunday there were 15 left.
Wow. But don't miss the 14th and 15th.
Yeah,
Right.
14th and
If you
15th.
if you can just carve out Friday and Saturday, come out Friday night, bring a big picnic or get food from one of the vendors, whatever you want to do. Have a great evening. Saturday, come back for the show. It's incredible. It's
Yeah.
a really incredible event.
And be there at noon.
Be there at
For the
noon
surprise event.
That's right.
I'll tell Michael what it is, but I won't tell anyone. In fact, I'll tell you after.
Oh wow! There we go.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you all so much. Look forward to the show.
All right.
Thank you.